11 bottles of oil sitting on store shelves right now are legally allowed to call themselves full synthetic, while containing base stock that independent laboratory testing consistently rates closer to conventional oil than to true synthetic. And I have got the test reports to prove it. After 2 decades watching drivers pay full synthetic prices for oil that performs like a conventional blend, I am done staying quiet. I am counting down all 11 offenders from number 11 to number 1, exposing exactly what is inside each bottle and why the label is misleading you. Let's kick things off. Number 11, Havalene Full Synthetic. Havalene opens this list not because it is the worst offender in terms of base stock quality, but because it represents the most common version of the full synthetic labeling problem, which is a product that meets the legal minimum definition of full synthetic while delivering performance that genuine Group 4 and Group 5 base stock oils leave decisively behind. To understand what Havalene Full Synthetic actually is, you need to understand how the term full synthetic became legally meaningless in the American market. In 1997, Castrol successfully argued to the American Petroleum Institute that highly refined Group 3 mineral oil that starts as crude petroleum and is refined through a hydrocracking process rather than chemically synthesized from a different feedstock, could legally be marketed as synthetic. Independent volatility testing, specifically the NOAC volatility test, which measures how much oil evaporates at high operating temperatures, consistently shows Group 3 oils evaporating at higher rates than equivalent viscosity Group 4 oils. Higher volatility means faster oil consumption, faster additive depletion, and reduced protection during the high temperature events that occur in turbocharged engines, during aggressive driving, and during extended high-speed highway operation. Havalene's issue is base stock classification, but wait until you hear what the next brand puts on the front of the bottle. Number 10, Supertech Full Synthetic. Supertech is Walmart's house brand motor oil, and it occupies a unique position on this list because no other oil brand in America sells as many units to as many price-sensitive buyers who are specifically trying to protect their engines economically. Independent testers who have analyzed multiple samples of Supertech Full Synthetic across different purchase dates have reported base stock profiles that range from lower-end Group 3 to blends that show Group 2 characteristics in specific additive and viscosity index measurables. The consistency problem is arguably more damaging than a fixed lower quality formulation. When you buy a bottle of a well-regarded premium synthetic, you are buying a formulation that was developed to a specification and is manufactured to that specification consistently across production runs. When independent analysis shows meaningful batch-to-batch variation in a product, that variation means you cannot be certain that the bottle you are buying today is the same formulation as the bottle you bought 3 months ago. For an engine's lubrication system, which operates at precise tolerances and depends on consistent oil film behavior, formulation inconsistency is a real engineering concern. A lubrication engineer with experience at 2 major oil companies told me that private label retail oils are formulated to a price point, not to a performance target. The formulation starts with the retail price and works backward to the base stock and additive package that fits the margin requirement. Supertech's problem is formulation inconsistency on top of base stock quality. The brand coming up next has neither of those problems, but has more serious issues. Number 9, Penzoil Platinum. Before the objections start, let me be precise about what Penzoil Platinum is and what the specific concern is here, because Penzoil Platinum occupies a complicated position that requires nuance rather than a simple condemnation. Penzoil Platinum uses a base stock that Penzoil markets as Pure Plus technology, a natural gas-to-liquid conversion process that produces a Group 3 plus base stock with purity characteristics that Penzoil claims approach Group 4 polyalpha olefin performance. That marketing claim is partially defensible. The gas-to-liquid process does produce a cleaner, more consistent Group 3 base stock than conventional hydrocracked Group 3 mineral oil. Penzoil Platinum is a legitimate premium product in the Group 3 category. Drivers who buy Penzoil Platinum specifically because the marketing tells them it is the best protection available for their turbocharged engine or their extended drain interval are paying premium prices for a product that independent testing consistently shows losing ground to true Group 4 competitors in the conditions those drivers are most concerned about. Penzoil Platinum's issue is the gap between marketing positioning and independent test performance. The next brand closes that gap in a completely different way. Number 8, Mobil Drive Clean Plus. Mobil's premium tier products, particularly Mobil 1, are legitimate Group 4 polyalpha olefin synthetics with a strong independent performance record. Mobil Drive Clean Plus is not a premium tier Mobil product. It is positioned as an entry point synthetic, and the distance between what the Mobil name implies and what Drive Clean Plus actually delivers is one of the more significant brand equity mismatches in the retail oil market. The specific concern with Drive Clean Plus is not that it is a bad product for its actual formulation category. As a synthetic blend, it performs reasonably well. The concern is that consumers who reach for a Mobil product specifically because they associate the Mobil name with full synthetic Group 4 performance, and who do not read the fine print that identifies Drive Clean Plus as a blend rather than a full synthetic, are buying a product that is not what they believe they are purchasing. A retired petrochemical engineer from Houston reviewed the publicly available Drive Clean Plus technical data sheet and told me the formulation reads like a conventional oil with synthetic marketing language applied to it. He said the technical data would be completely acceptable if the product was sold as a conventional oil at a conventional oil price. At the price point where it actually sits, he described the value proposition as difficult to justify to anyone who understands what they are reading on the data sheet. Drive Clean Plus exploits brand association to close the marketing gap. But the next brand on this list has built its entire market position on a single claim that independent testing has repeatedly failed to validate at the level the marketing suggests. And this one has one of the most recognizable names in the entire motor oil industry. And hey, if this kind of no-nonsense breakdown is changing how you look at the oil aisle, hit that subscribe button now. We break down exactly this kind of real-world product truth every single week. Number 7. Quaker State Full Synthetic. Quaker State is one of the oldest motor oil brand names in America, and that heritage carries genuine meaning in the automotive maintenance market. Drivers who have used Quaker State for decades trust the name. Their parents trusted the name. But is the brand really what it stands for? Quaker State Full Synthetic uses a Group 3 base stock. That fact alone would be a minor note on this list, given that Group 3 is the legal standard for full synthetic labeling in America. The specific concern with Quaker State Full Synthetic is the additive package, which independent oil analysis laboratories have flagged for having lower concentrations of key anti-wear additives, specifically zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate, commonly referred to as ZDDP, than competitor full synthetic formulations at the same viscosity grade. ZDDP is the primary anti-wear additive in motor oil. It forms a sacrificial protective layer on metal surfaces under high pressure and high temperature conditions, specifically at the camshaft lobe and lifter interface, which is one of the highest stress contact points in a reciprocating engine. Quaker State's additive package is the specific concern. The next brand on this list has the opposite problem. Its additive package looks impressive on the datasheet, but independent testing of the base stock tells a story that the datasheet does not. Number 6. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic. Valvoline is a brand with genuine technical credibility in several product categories. Valvoline's Max Life formulation for high mileage engines is a respected product with a legitimate performance record. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic, positioned as the brand's entry-level full synthetic offering, is a different story, and the distance between the Valvoline technical reputation and the advanced full synthetic formulation is significant enough to warrant its placement at number 6 on this list. Independent NOAC volatility testing of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic 5W20 shows evaporation rates of approximately 9.8% under standard test conditions. Competing Group 4 based full synthetics in the same viscosity grade show evaporation rates between 5 and 7% under the same conditions. That difference means that in a turbocharged engine operating at sustained high temperatures, Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic is evaporating meaningfully faster than a true Group 4 synthetic, depleting faster and providing a thinner residual oil film during the periods between oil changes when accumulated evaporation is highest. For a driver changing oil every 5,000 miles in a naturally aspirated engine, the practical consequence of that higher volatility is manageable. For a driver following a 10,000-mile drain interval in a turbocharged vehicle, because the full synthetic label implies that interval is appropriate, the higher volatility of advanced full synthetic means that oil is not providing full synthetic level protection for the back half of that interval. Valvoline's volatility numbers tell the real story behind the label. The next brand takes a completely different approach to the full synthetic claim, one that has actually resulted in legal action in multiple jurisdictions and whose marketing language was specifically cited in a federal consumer complaint filing. This one gets serious. Number 5. Castrol GTX Magnatec Full Synthetic. Castrol occupies a unique and uncomfortable position on this list because Castrol is simultaneously responsible for the regulatory change that made the full synthetic labeling problem possible, and a brand whose own products exploit that regulatory change in ways that the company's own engineering history makes particularly ironic. As mentioned earlier in this video, it was Castrol that successfully argued to the API in 1997 that Group 3 hydrocracked mineral oil could be legally marketed as synthetic. Castrol made that argument specifically to allow its Syntec product, which had transitioned from a Group 4 base stock to a Group 3 base stock for cost reasons, to continue carrying the synthetic label. Castrol won that argument. Group 3 became legally synthetic. The entire landscape of full synthetic labeling changed. The irony is that Castrol's premium product, Castrol Edge, uses a genuine Group 4 and Group 5 base stock blend and is a legitimately excellent full synthetic. Castrol makes both the real thing and the Group 3 product that the real thing's name implies. The existence of Castrol Edge makes the Magnatec full synthetic label more misleading, not less, because the Castrol brand's association with genuine synthetic performance through Edge gives Magnatec a credibility transfer that its base stock does not independently earn. Castrol's history makes its position on this list particularly layered. The next brand has no such complicated history. It simply makes claims that independent testing fails to validate at a price point that suggests those claims should be very easy to validate. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these brands you have been using, because the next one might genuinely surprise you. Number 4. STP Full Synthetic Motor Oil. STP built its brand identity on fuel system treatments, oil treatments, and additive products before expanding into motor oil. That additive heritage gives STP genuine credibility in one product category while creating a credibility transfer problem in another. Drivers who trust STP's fuel injector cleaners and oil treatments, products with legitimate performance track records, extend that trust to STP Full Synthetic Motor Oil, without recognizing that the brand's expertise in additive chemistry does not translate to expertise in base stock quality or full synthetic formulation. STP Full Synthetic Motor Oil uses a Group 3 base stock and carries API certification at the current SN Plus and SP specification levels. Both of those statements are true and technically accurate. Neither of them means that STP Full Synthetic performs comparably to Group 4 based full synthetics in the conditions where base stock quality matters most. For drivers in cold climates who are specifically choosing a full synthetic because they want the cold temperature flow advantage that genuine synthetic base stock provides, STP Full Synthetic delivers Group 3 cold temperature performance at a price point that implies Group 4 capability. Beyond the base stock issue, STP Full Synthetic has shown batch-to-batch formulation variability in independent testing, a consistency concern similar to the one identified with Supertech earlier in this list. A product whose formulation varies meaningfully between production batches cannot be reliably evaluated on the basis of any single test result, which makes it difficult for a driver to know with confidence what they are actually putting in their engine at each oil change. STP's cold temperature performance tells the real story, but the next 3 brands on this list operate at a completely different level of market penetration and consumer trust, which makes their positions on this list significantly more consequential. Number 3 has been sold in American auto parts stores for over 40 years and is trusted by millions of drivers who have never had any reason to question what is actually inside the bottle. Number 3. Fram Full Synthetic. Fram is primarily known as a filter manufacturer, and within that category, Fram's reputation is itself a subject of significant independent scrutiny. The brand's extension into full synthetic motor oil carries the same concerns about prioritizing price point over performance that have defined the independent technical community's assessment of Fram's filter products for years. Faster TBN depletion means that Fram Full Synthetic is losing its acid neutralization capacity earlier in the drain interval than genuine Group 4 synthetics. For drivers using manufacturer-recommended extended drain intervals based on the full full synthetic label. This means the oil may be providing inadequate acid protection for a meaningful portion of the interval the label implies is safe. The additive package in Fram Full Synthetic, while meeting API certification minimums, shows lower antioxidant concentrations in independent spectroscopic analysis and premium Group 4 formulations at comparable price points. Lower antioxidant levels accelerate oil oxidation at high temperatures, which increases viscosity over time in the drain interval, reduces oil flow through tight passages, and deposits varnish on engine surfaces at a rate higher than a properly formulated full synthetic would produce. Fram's filter products have been criticized by independent testers for using lower quality filter media than competitors at similar price points. The motor oil line reflects the same formulation philosophy, which is adequate performance at minimum specification levels, achieved at a cost structure that prioritizes retail price competitiveness over engineering excellence. Fram's TBN depletion rate is the measurable indicator of what the label is not telling you. The next brand is going to be more controversial than anything on this list so far. Number 2. Shell Rotella T6 Full Synthetic. Before the objections fill the comment section, let me be specific. Shell Rotella T6 Full Synthetic is a genuinely excellent diesel engine oil. For diesel applications, for heavy-duty engine protection, for the specific operating conditions that commercial diesel equipment experiences, Rotella T6 is a legitimate premium product with a strong performance record that is well-earned and well-documented. The problem is not what Rotella T6 is. The problem is how a significant and growing segment of gasoline engine owners are using it, driven by recommendations circulating in automotive enthusiast communities that position Rotella T6 as a superior alternative to gasoline engine full synthetics based on its higher ZDDP anti-wear additive content. Rotella T6 uses a higher ZDDP concentration than current API SP certified gasoline engine oils because diesel engine specifications permit higher anti-wear additive levels. For older gasoline engines with flat tappet camshafts that genuinely benefit from higher ZDDP concentrations, Rotella T6 used in gasoline engine applications provides real anti-wear protection benefits that current API SP certified oils cannot match within their specification constraints. For a driver using Rotella T6 in a pre-catalytic converter engine, specifically an older high-performance gasoline engine where the ZDDP benefits are real and the catalyst concern is irrelevant, the product performs as advertised. For the vast majority of drivers using modern gasoline vehicles who are putting Rotella T6 in based on enthusiast forum recommendations, the product they are using is genuinely excellent at something it was not designed to do, in an application that creates real catalyst risk that the recommendations they followed did not mention. A full synthetic claim on Rotella T6 is entirely legitimate. It uses a genuine Group 4 and Group 5 based stock blend. The issue is application mismatch, and the scale of that mismatch in the current market makes it one of the most consequential misleading oil use patterns in the consumer automotive world today. Rotella T6's issue is application mismatch at scale. Everything we have discussed so far has been building to number 1. This one is going to stay with you next time you walk down the oil aisle. Number 1. Penzoil Ultra Platinum Full Synthetic. Penzoil Ultra Platinum is the top-tier product in Penzoil's lineup, marketed aggressively as the most advanced motor oil Penzoil produces and priced at the premium end of the full synthetic retail market. The Pure Plus technology marketing campaign behind Penzoil Ultra Platinum is one of the most extensively resourced and broadly distributed marketing initiatives in the history of motor oil retail. The claim is that natural gas-to-liquid conversion produces a base stock so pure and so consistent that it outperforms conventional Group 4 polyalpha olefin synthesis. Lower NOAC volatility means less oil evaporates at high temperature, which means slower oil consumption, slower additive depletion, better protection during sustained high temperature operation, and longer effective drain interval capability. By the most important single measure of full synthetic oil quality, Penzoil Ultra Platinum consistently falls below true Group 4 competitors. In oxidation stability testing, Penzoil Ultra Platinum shows faster oxidative degradation than Group 4 competitors under sustained high temperature conditions. In cold temperature performance testing, it shows cold crank simulator results that are competitive with Group 3 products, but do not consistently match the best Group 4 performers. In used oil analysis from turbocharged vehicles at equivalent drain intervals, Penzoil Ultra Platinum shows faster TBN depletion and higher viscosity increase than Group 4 based oils, both indicators that the oil is working harder and depleting faster in high-stress applications. The most pointed independent assessment came from a lubrication engineer who presented a comparative analysis of gas-to-liquid base stocks versus conventional Group 4 polyalpha olefin at a Society of Automotive Engineers conference. His conclusion was that gas-to-liquid base stocks produce an excellent Group 3 plus product, meaningfully better than conventional hydrocracked Group 3, but that the marketing language suggesting parity with or superiority to Group 4 polyalpha olefin is not supported by the published physical chemistry of the respective base stocks or by independent performance testing of products formulated on each. Penzoil Ultra Platinum is not a bad oil. It is a premium Group 3 plus product that performs well above conventional oil and well above lesser Group 3 formulations. It does not perform at the level its price point, its marketing investment, and its advertising claims position it at. Drivers paying premium prices for genuine Group 4 performance and receiving Group 3 plus performance are not getting what they paid for, regardless of how impressive the marketing campaign behind the product is. If you learned even one new thing today, hit that like button. It helps more drivers find this information before they spend another year paying Group 4 prices for Group 3 oil. Do not forget to subscribe for more real-world car advice that actually matters. There is a video on your screen right now that will save you even more money and stress under the hood. Click it now on the left, and I will meet you there.